Hey dolls, welcome back to your Royal BFF, the People's Duchess. Happy Saturday. How's everybody doing? Hi guys. Hey Gwendolyn, Fancy. Nice to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, no, happy Saturday. I am thrilled. I am so thrilled. Happy Women's History Month as always. I'm up here in PEI having a really good time with my sister, and my other cousin actually ended up coming as soon as I told her we were flying. She was like, "I'm on it." No, like she actually ended up being able to get babysitting, so she ended up being free for the weekend, and it's great. It's great. We all flew up here. We had a good time up here, and it's really fun. Let me just make sure that my mic is on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it's really fun. My mic it shouldn't be tripping, but I just got a new mic, so I'm just kind of like testing it out, like new mic, who dis? But my mic issue has always been like this ongoing sabotage. For whatever reason, I'll buy a mic and then like I think it sounds good. I do the test mic stuff, and then I don't know, at some point during the live stream, it's like, psych. Just kidding. So this mic so far has been really good. It's one of those like studio mics with the not styrofoam, but that little piece, the foamy stuff on top. So the sound quality should be great, but let me know if it's not, and I will just start screaming into my laptop. No, but I do love using the site to showcase some of the hikes and stuff that I go on out here. So if you're a member, or if you're interested in becoming a member, one of the perks you get is that I access, or I upload a lot of my hike stuff, my outdoorsy stuff, on the channel for the members. So definitely make sure to check that out. It's a really good time. I love the outdoors. I love anything that's like hills and various types of terrain. Prince Edward Island topography itself is really interesting. It has small, medium, and advanced mountain ranges and like forest ranges and seascapes. So it's really cool to choose your landscape and then just be able to explore that for the day. I used to come out here when I was young, like spring and during summers. It's really nice, pretty much year round. It's really cold in the winter. I can't really stomach it, but it's really, I mean, everywhere is cold in the winter, but PEI especially is really beautiful, especially the indigenous aspects of Prince Edward Island. It's beautiful in its natural landscapes, and obviously it's not originally named Prince Edward Island. The Edward in PEI is after Queen Victoria's father. So before that, it was called Abetwick, which is spelled Epekwitk. It's a native word in the language of the Mi'kmaq. That's the indigenous of Prince Edward Island. And it translates to like resting on the waves or lying on the cradle of waves. So it's a Gulf island, and that gives it its native name. I love the red earthen parts of this island because it reminds me a lot of Lagos in Nigeria. A lot of parts in Nigeria, actually, Benin too. We have very red, very mineral rich soil out there. So the soil here in PEI, parts of PEI are so very similar, that very deep, like clay, terracotta red. And a lot of the times I miss it out there. I miss going out to Nigeria. Then as soon as I get to thinking about actually going out there, the logistics of that with everything going on, it's just sad. I get sad about that because I loved traveling out there so much, and you can't really just do that freely right now. So I come here and yearn for home. Well, here's my home too, but y'all know what I mean. Yeah, we just have to kind of try to pick ourselves up and do the best we can. It's difficult times, obviously, but this is escapism pretty much. Coming up here is just the opportunity to clear your head, really reconnect. Obviously, my dad is not of this tribe. He's not indigenous to Prince Edward Island, but all of the tribes have a coalition type of thing. So if you're part of one tribe, once you encounter another tribe elsewhere, they have a whole like rite of pass recognition type situation that they do. So it was really great. It's always great to come out and learn about the Indigenous and what they were like. I mean, this is really beautiful. The clothes, the culture, the food, learning about the tribes themselves and how they carved a path, especially after the day the music died. Um, Looking at these, it's just like there's no one facet of my life, like my family's life, that colonization didn't harm, didn't touch. Because this was really sad. Like when I remember this history, it's just really sad because it's so little known. This doesn't quite get the recognition as like the Trail of Tears, for example, or other types of like indigenous mass unaliving events. This kind of just gets brushed under the rug, and it's unfortunate, but I'm really grateful to be able to come out and learn about it, and definitely, let you guys all know about it. It's a beautiful place, beautiful culture. Definitely recommend it. Um, it's it's important. And you know what? I would really love to be able to like show you guys in real life. Like if I could get like a squatty trip together up here at some point, that would be nice. Shout out to the squatties who do organize like that, like the squatties in Nigeria who organized together when Harry and Meghan went out there. Same with the squatties in Canada that went to Invictus out there. We're all so proud of you. And I would definitely love to volunteer that type of service as well. It's been really great getting to know the beautiful women and men that make up this community. So if you're in Canada anytime soon, if you're coming out there, planning a trip out there, this is what you can look forward to. PEI is very, very, very far north. It's like Nova Scotia far, which is like one of the northernmost tips before you get to unpassable, like the unpassable straits and terrains and things. So it is a little bit remote. So if you want to start with maybe Toronto or something, I would totally understand. And be totally down for a little local Toronto trip as well, something not too far from Niagara or New York. But we need community now more than ever. I've had a lot of really great experiences. As y'all know, on this channel, I've talked about the people I've personally met IRL via this channel, and I can't believe it's been literally since like 2018. We've been rocking, and I love that the friends that I've made on this channel, the women that I have met in and around LA when I lived out there, and now I'm in Canada, and hopefully I'm like gonna recreate that with that core squad out here too. And I know that there's squatties out in Canada as well. So big shout out to all of you. Because it's one thing to be like online and have this really great bond that we all have over the Sussexes, but it's a whole other thing to be literally out at brunch in Newport, with my IGB and Crystal, women who were some of my very first followers on my very first social media page ever, on my Instagram page, when I started in like 2018. And it was really community focused at the time. I did lives all the time when 2020 came up, and it's really fun to engage with you guys like that. Hi, everybody, just coming in. Hey, Cookies and Cream. Nice to see you. Is that Tuts? I hope I'm saying that right. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, I mean it's obviously it's been a really great experience, and I'm very honored to have those friends and new friends and just the squad that I meet in general. It's just a very like safe space. I'm really honored to be a part of that community. I'm pretty much settled in here. I just got the last batch of my stuff sent to me from my house. So my house in the States is pretty much completely empty now. Um, I have the option to rent it out or just keep paying the property taxes and the upkeep and let it sit there. They don't allow Airbnb where my house is in the state that I live. So I have to figure out how that would work as far as like the long distance logistics of managing a place or running a place. And I know that rental is like all the rage right now, but it's a lot of work. And I don't know that I have that kind of capacity or time. And I have to like put money into fixing things up and all the real estate certifications and approvals. And yeah, right now I just don't have the capacity for that. I don't have like the bandwidth for that. But I am grateful. I mean, I'm very much grateful. Tuts, I moved from LA to the Toronto area for 16 months before I moved back. We Angelinos don't do snow. I, man, I am so envious of that because look, I have been really struggling with the snow. That's been like the one thing that I ran away from too. Like when I had the option to move back to Toronto years ago, I was like, heck no, heck no. I moved to a nice, warm, tropical place because of the snow. It's very romantic on television. It's very like, in a Hallmark movie, it looks really great in the background, but snow cuts deep. You know how Australia has like massive birds and snakes and stuff? There are massive mutant snowflakes out here that cut like ninja stars. I am not kidding. I have had cuts and scrapes and burns from literal snow. And it's difficult. It's really hard to get over that as a tropical, warm blooded Naija babe that I am out here in this horrifying terrain, horrifying snow. It's a little bit warmer now, but yeah, no, the snow is really not my forte either. So I would love to be able to move back, but right now it is just not like feasible for me. Los Angeles is a great place though. I do miss LA. I miss Hollywood for sure. So yeah, I mean I just wanted to hop on live real quick tonight. Hopefully we can wrap this up in under an hour. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or so. We'll see how it goes. I did want to touch on the latest Cookie Queens news. So, after it had gotten picked up by roadside attractions, it's now well on its way to critical success. Um, just with this first award, it won the South by Southwest Film and TV Festival Audience Award. It's a like a fan favorite award, and it really means everything. I mean, these women and men that worked on this movie worked really hard, and we covered this in oh, what was that episode? We covered this in the Sundance where we talked about their going to Sundance and supporting them on the red carpet for both days. Um, it's not just that Harry and Meghan really put their whole heart into this film, but everybody that worked on this film was already like an award winning, very elite, top of their peer group type of person. So the producers had won several types of awards, the directors, everyone involved with this project was already operating at the top of their careers. And so it's not surprising that Sundance and South by Southwest have both recognized this film as a standout film. Yes, Harry and Meghan's influence clearly plays a huge role in whatever we're talking about because they have a knack for bringing the eyes onto whatever it is that they're engaging in. But the movie itself, this particular award, the audience award in the festival favorite category, is an audience voted prize that highlights films with exceptional viewer response and word of mouth. This particular award is a prominent signal of a breakout movie that connects with broader audiences beyond the festival circuit, which definitely doesn't surprise me because it was a well thought out, well crafted, well shot, well produced movie. And people raved about it. Critics raved about it. It was certainly sold out every single night. The standing ovation, all of it together makes for a very buzzworthy film. And that's what this award is all about, the buzz. Let me see. Surprised that it won't be showing in theaters. Wait, that'll be showing in theaters and not on Netflix. No, it's supposed to be in theaters. That's the progression. Netflix, I think, is for movies that are great, but they're also like originals. Netflix can acquire a movie, which they do all the time, but that's after the movie has been said and done. Then Netflix fights to acquire it to stream it on their platform. If they're creating a movie, then that's a completely different thing. But I don't think that Netflix is better than theater release. You want your movie to be in theaters because people are going back to theaters now, and that's always been like the standard gauge and the standard progression of a movie from like Sundance or Cannes Film Festival to the movies, not to Netflix. But yeah, that's just the Midas touch. That's the Sussex touch that they have. They obviously have a way with production. I think that it's something to really celebrate because it's something that they do for both good and for entertainment. So the things like the documentary and some of the other work that they've done, the elephant documentary, those things are done for education and they're really great things to put out into the world. But then the things that they produce for our entertainment, like this upcoming movie, Meet Me at the Lake, and then that movie that they acquired the rights to produce. I forget the name of the movie, but it's like a wedding movie. It's a book adaptation type of wedding movie. It's going to be pure fun. We are definitely going to go see those things, and those movies are definitely going to be worth it because you know who's behind it. The producers of a movie can make or break a movie as well, just like the director, just like who they cast. All of those roles are key to the success of the movie, and the production in particular is central because you can shoot like a really good movie with a great script, a great cast, but if you, let's say, run out of budget and you have to produce on a budget, you can tell. It becomes quite obvious that there wasn't enough time or budget for the production because they have to cut things that they can't afford to do. They have to, put things in place, like kind of hobble things together to put that movie out versus if they had really smooth production process, post shooting, then into production and editing. All of those things really matter. That's why they get their own like separate awards because those are very key components to whether or not a movie succeeds. So an Archwell production is like a stamp of this is going to be high quality, this is going to be good, and I can't wait. I, for one, cannot wait. And I don't know, I'm not like a huge Netflix fan, I'll be honest. Like, I didn't like when they said that we can't share our passwords with our family. That's where they turned me off so bad. I'm not gonna lie, that's where Netflix had me effed up. Like, what you mean we can't share our passwords with our family? Like, who are you to tell me what I can do with my password that I pay you for? Like, come on, man. I understand the corporate reasoning behind that. As far as their bottom line is concerned, you split up a password instead of making each person pay for their own service. I get that, but bro, that's where they lost me right then and there. I was like, never again. Let's see here. Olga, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. Happy Saturday. I'm from Montreal and traveled to PEI. I've been to Cavendish, Summerside, Charlottetown, the Maritime provinces. Yes. I can't wait. I can't wait to do the camera reel dump on the members channel. Again, if you aren't already, consider joining the membership. You do get access to all of the behind the scenes stuff. And I can't wait to unload my camera reel. The countryside is so beautiful right now, and it is cold. It is a little bit nippy, but it is beautiful. And I can't wait. Prince Edward Island in particular is just one of those types of places that are like unreal looking. Like the pictures look great, but you have to be here. You have to literally dig your hands into the red soil to understand what I mean. The grounding is insane. But yeah. So that is the Midas touch, and that is what this movie is enjoying. I'm really happy to see it. This comes from the most winningest royals ever. This was an episode that we did not too long ago, and it was all about Harry and Meghan's literal prizes that they've won. So everything from the NAACP award to the Ripple of Hope to the individual awards that they have won, including the ESPYs as well as Meghan's Women's Award. I think that was what it was called, the one that Gloria Steinem presented her with in New York, and she wore that gold dress. Man, just celebrate. Every time you see Harry and Meghan in something, we can already celebrate the success of that something. And I'm really, really happy for Cookie Queens. Definitely going to go see that. But it's like, it doesn't need any fanfare whatsoever. Like Harry in particular just shows up and does his job. And Meghan is the same way. She shows up and does her job. And even when people try to distract from the job at hand by focusing on, let's say, her clothes, she knows exactly how to shut that conversation down. She'll just show up in an all black ensemble or something very loose fitting and neutral, very elegant, very sophisticated and refined, but no nonsense. Very there to work, very there to understand what I can do, how I can help. So we know that everything, pretty much every piece of work that the Sussexes produce is going to be memorable and well done. And more than that, what they produce, we can take action on. The documentaries, the things that they put out, they give a lot of information, and we can take action to support that entity. So whether it's fashion or humanitarian work, or in this case, a documentary that the Sussexes have co-produced, it's definitely going to bring the attention to that work, and then we can opt in to support that. The Meghan effect sells out everything. People opt in to support whatever it is she has going on. People will opt in to support whatever the Sussexes have going on. Like none of their charity focuses can accuse them of abandonment. Even Harry's commitment to Scotty's little soldiers, Well Child, Nottingham, veterans and their family, still very much committed. Still very much dedicated to their craft. And it's good to see that it's proven time and time again. Like no matter what they do, in this case, it's a movie, a documentary, but no matter what they do, it will succeed, and it will always succeed, even if it's just the Sussex squad behind it. And I'm really hoping that this kind of like pushes Her Royal Highness into a little bit more acting roles, a little bit more in front of the camera. We're all waiting with bated breath for that movie that she's in with Brie Larson and Homegirl with the bangs and the burgundy lip. Yeah, we're all waiting for that. Even if it's like a 6-second cameo, people will still pay top dollar to see that. She'll look beautiful those 6 seconds, and everyone will think, oh yeah, this was worth it. I saw these pictures of her on the set the other day. Look at that. She looks so beautiful and relaxed, right back in her element. It'll be nice to see her on screen again. We're all hoping that these like the producing of these movies and documentaries and partaking in it behind the scenes, behind the camera, will convince her to like lean into front facing in front of the camera a little bit more. She still has it as far as her acting chops. I always think about how she acted on the set. I think it was the Ellen set, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been something else. But remember when she had that like red dress on with that coat and Ellen was like telling her to drink milk out of a bottle and dance and all that. Like she's still got it. She's got really great comedic timing. And I just think that we haven't seen her range at all. Most of her acting career was focused around Suits. She did have other cameos and obviously Deal or No Deal, but as far as her acting chops, we haven't really like seen her in full bloom. I'd love to see her as a leading lady in a movie. We all would, but I don't know that that would ever happen. She has said that she would never really return to acting like that, and that's perfectly fine, but we can hope. I definitely want to organize like a movie, like a fireside conversation about the movie when it comes out, and maybe even like Cookie Queens as well. Um, and whatever other projects that she has upcoming in the pipeline for the Sussexes. I did that for Sinners and it was really nice. We had this Sinners movie night, rented out this really nice suite, invited a couple of my girlfriends. It was really entertaining and just such a good time because there was so much to discuss. This is the night that one of my girlfriends told me about the gurgling noises that were going on in the background when Delta Slim was recounting the story of one of his friends being caught out there. And that was already the third time I had seen the movie. Like, wait, what? When? So I had to go and see it again pretty much the next day. Um, Cookies and cream. Duchess Meghan looks so gorgeous and happy. Yeah, she did. Yeah. And I don't normally show these type of pat pics, but she was on set here. So this is a behind the scenes production picture versus just your standard like pat pic. This is the camera crew that's supposed to be there taking and putting out these pictures. So I'm comfortable with this. And she does. She looks so radiant and beautiful and glowy, just natural in the sun. Like I said, in her element, right? This is an in her element moment. She's just so relaxed. Look at the body language, very relaxed, very, safe around her peers. So this is going to be a good time. And I definitely want to organize something like that. I think it would be a great way to bring the squad together, definitely for the members and community. I definitely want to look into also like a book club situation. I've been talking about that since COVID pretty much. But one of these days, I will get around to it and it will come to fruition and we will have our book club. So if you're a reader, Squatty, if you're a member, and again, if you would like something like this to be featured on my other channel, which I'm developing, let me know. And I'm also going to feature like my own like plan de charme, elevated content, I think, on that channel as well. I do a lot of fine dining experimentation cooking right now, like with things like microgreens and plating really nicely. I'm just trying to get into living a little bit more intentionally. And I'm considering documenting that journey as well, because I definitely love the aesthetic of it all. I love the vibes. I love the health focused aspect of it. And it's more like plan de bombe. Plan de charme meets the bomb. Everything I love, I'm probably going to end up putting it onto that channel, my other channel that I'm developing, into the members aesthetic on that side. But, it's all still kind of like being structured out right now. These are pictures I've taken from around my travels, and I want to expand on this and get into this a little bit more in our lives on that channel. So, lives that center around travel and food and things like that. Let's see. Oops, mistake post. Okay. No worries. Yeah, so I think this is developing nicely, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I'll have it available, like ready sooner rather than later, but I do want to take my time on it because y'all know how I am about my work. It's a lot of yapping, but structured yapping. I don't just come on here and talk reckless, you know. My videos are actually a lot of work. I take a lot of time to put them together, mostly for research. The research takes the most amount of time because obviously I want to make sure that all of my facts are correct, my ducks are in a row. And then there's the visuals, which I also take a lot of time on. So I do want to get the format down, and I am working on that. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Isn't that cute though? Yeah, this is all the stuff that I love, and I want to feature this type of landscape on the other channel. I'm still, like I said, structuring it because I know I want to discuss the pop culture aspects, but I want it to be a lot more about this too. Because this is great. These are my favorite things. And I could talk about any of these things forever. I hope you guys are excited to listen too, because it's a lot. We're going through a lot right now, and I think that all of us could use a little bit more insight into how each of us are coping. And I'm definitely coping by getting outside and grounding and taking my shoes and socks off and just digging my feet into the earth. It's not something that I've always believed in, but as of late, I've definitely seen like the benefits, personal benefits to myself, just sitting out in the earth and letting myself be like swallowed up by it. It's not as ominous as it sounds. I promise you, it's much more pleasant than that. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm definitely really excited because Poppy Royal was a really beloved channel, but I realized that I wasn't utilizing it as well as I could have. Um, I definitely could have done more of this at the time, but with COVID and everything else, just making everyone go crazy, I don't know. I knew I wasn't utilizing it the way I wanted to, so I just shut it down with the intention of coming back and working on it, which I'm finally getting around to 97 years later. But hey, better late than never, I always say. It's almost ready to make its grand reopening debut. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm really excited for that. And just excited for everything coming up for the Sussexes. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens now. As you can see, things have gotten weird. Well, weirder over there on that side of the pond. And I am seeing that squatties are, I think, really trying to hold the people necessary accountable, which is wonderful. Because right now, this is what we're dealing with right now. Squatties are just looking like it's, you know what? It's great, but I don't know. I feel like something is coming up. There's some like big news that I feel like is coming up, or is that just me? I don't know. I can't quite articulate it. Like I cannot properly right now articulate to y'all that something wicked this way comes. I can feel it in my bones. Lately, I'm looking and doing my research, and I'm also just like, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to spill the tea right now if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I think soon. Um, there's just a couple of other things that I have to confirm. And once I'm able to do that, then we'll circle back around. But specifically, that whole thing that I think he was like the police captain or something said to that reporter about needing the unredacted files and so on and so forth. I think that within that entire agency, there is panic. And that's because of some of the internal work that I've been doing as far as the research I'm doing for not just this episode, not this episode at all, for other episodes. It's been really interesting. I feel like I'm watching something happen that's very, very, I think we're all actually watching this happen. If you're paying close attention, you're definitely watching things occur that you can't quite, it's like having 90% of a puzzle, but the critical pieces that you actually need, the corners and stuff, are all missing. So that's where we're at right now. But, can't relate. Can't relate. We're still here. We're still here having ourselves a really good time. I can't wait for this to come out in the theaters. Let me know if you guys are going to see it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I'm not sure why that screen isn't screening, but yeah, let me know if you guys are going to see it. I don't know, maybe we can like organize an event. Nope, there we not go. There we go. Okay. I promise you guys I'm going to learn how to work this. Yeah. So let me know if you guys are gonna go see this. We can definitely organize something as far as like maybe a watch party. I want to fire up Twitch again. I used to stream on Twitch and it was much more relaxed as far as like letting you watch copyrighted things, letting you watch like the Oprah interview, for example, which we live streamed on Twitch, and it was without the hassle of the copyright. So I think that would be the best way to use the clips from Cookie Queens after we see the movie. So what I want to do is see the movie and then take the key highlights, just little quick clips from that, and put it into a discussion, like a Twitch live stream. So I think that might be a better idea. Are you guys on Twitch? You're going to see it numerous times. Yeah, I plan on seeing it at least 2 weekends. At the very minimum, I'm going to see it at least twice and probably take a few people with me. So I'm really excited about that. But let me know in the comments if you're going to be on Replay Gang Gang. Shout out to Replay Gang. Let me know in the comments if you are going to go see it and if you want to do a discussion on the movie after it's done. And if you're on Twitch, Gwendolyn would love to see it, but I don't trust sitting in a movie theater too much. It's happening now and people are crazy. Yeah. Especially in the States, man. Like, I feel so bad for the people who still have to be subjected to that. It's like every time it happens, it just kind of like it's a 24-hour news cycle and then people are just over it. People are so desensitized to the violence these days. It's really shocking. That's why I stay as much as I can off of social media because it's just really shocking. You know? Things like this make me really happy that I'm here just for my mental health. Like I saw what the orange person tweeted about Mueller. And I want to say that I'm shocked, but I'll be honest with you, I wasn't shocked. He has said that before. When Rob Reiner died, he wrote an equally grotesque eulogy, an equally crazy, equally inappropriate, tragic, horrifically timed eulogy right after it was announced that Rob Reiner had passed. So I wasn't shocked when we all saw what we saw today. Like, I was not shocked by that. And then it made me sad that I wasn't shocked, because that is the most shocking thing that the leader of a country could possibly say about another person. He said some disgusting things, but that was shock, pure shock value. But anyways, I mean, that's just the world that we live in. And this is what I try to escape from. And yeah, it's probably not healthy, but I'm just not ready to like return to that, because I don't want to deal with any of that. I'm just like, my mental health is not properly set up right now. Hey, Diane, welcome to the chat. Yeah, anything to deflect from the e-files and the thousands of times he was named doing that. It's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. And I don't even want to go on like social media and hear the discourse, because inevitably you're going to hear support for that type of language. And that, unfortunately, is the cycle. It's the shock, the outrage, the outcry, the support, the bots are deployed, confusion runs amok, 24 hours pass, rinse, repeat. It's yeah, it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. It really does. So for me, I always speak about the escapism of it all. And yeah, it could be detrimental to run away and not like cope like an adult with things. But no, I'm going to literally just stick my feet in this dirt here and not think about that and not deal with that. That's just not something that I am prepared to do at all, you know? But I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll get back in the game, but right now I'm so apathetic. Like, it's unfortunate, but I am quite apathetic to everything. I don't want, not that I don't want to hear about it, but I'm just like, stand behind me, Satan. Or get behind thee, Satan. What's the saying? Just leave me all the way alone. I just can't deal with that at all right now. I don't want the US problems to bleed into my life here, which it bleeds into everyone's life, really. I mean, it's a worldwide thing. I think whoever runs the United States pretty much has objective, or is it subjective? Subjective control over a lot of different places, a lot of different people, unofficially a lot of control over people. But no. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're right, Diane, though. She doesn't need to advertise anything. Her name alone is all that's needed. I agree. And it'll just be a really great and uplifting movie to get us all out of this rut that we currently find ourselves in, this like melancholy that's like threatening to swallow us up. Especially to the squatties out in the US, man, y'all are really holding yourselves together given everything, given the state of things. I'm really impressed by how you guys are handling yourselves and just, taking care of business. Still going to work, still taking care of your families, still taking care of yourselves, still finding time to be engaged in your communities, still finding the grace to be a good person despite how beaten down things are at times, including yourselves, how beaten down you can get at points by life. It's really rough out there, and it's shocking to think that this is the US that we're discussing, because it's always been kind of a difficult place if you're not the right type of person, but it's, in my opinion, never been this frightening in the modern era, in the current like 21st century modern era that we're living in, specifically in the last like 6 years, 7 years, right? Since COVID, it has never been this rough for the everyday person just trying to get by. I don't think we talk about that enough. I don't think that there's enough attention on people that are losing like their homes and families that are losing everything, and the violence of it all is insanity, and everyone's just trying to like literally live. Like you said, you could just be unalived at any moment in a theater just trying to enjoy a movie. So these are very wild times for sure, but it's also good to like get out and just appreciate what you do have. Like I said, celebrate today. Be very grateful. I'm very, very, very grateful. I practice gratefulness every day now because it could be so much worse. It could always be so much worse. So I'm very much grateful that it is what it is. Yeah, Diane, we knew it would be this way if you won. We tried to tell everyone to keep focus on the main thing, but there were too many intent on distractions abroad versus taking care of home first. And that's what's really kind of sad about it, because while I have no remorse for any of you who did, who are on the wrong side of history, who participated in bringing us to this very wicked timeline that we're in, I have no remorse for those people. But the fact that like it exists, the fact that we are in where we are in, like despite how we got here, right? The fact that we're here is wild. It's wild to me. If you're describing like the brutality occurring across the country right now, and it's just unimaginable. National Guards like snatching people up off the street, that's crazy to me. Scary, you know? Very scary, very frightening times. But I think it's also important to try to find the goodness and find the time to really appreciate what we do have, because life is such a gift sometimes. Not before I've had my coffee, but yeah, no, it is such a gift though. It's a gift, and obviously being able to age and experience life year after year, decade after decade, it's beautiful. I'm really excited about maturing and getting older, getting wiser, learning more about myself, learning the boundaries that I've had, some of which I very recently discovered, like we talked about in the last live, the boundaries that I was finally able to set after decades of dealing with rude family members, inappropriate questions from said family members, thinking that I just kind of had to deal with that forever. No, I've recently grown a backbone, and now I just practice gratefulness. Because it could be worse. I could just be sitting here really having to manage. And anyone that's had to cut family off, like, you know, that like the rest of your family still talk to that person, or maybe even just a couple people still talk to that person. So it's really hard because everyone's trying to get you guys to talk again. And you're like, dude, do you not understand how difficult it was to make that decision in the first place? There's no going back after that. You know, you don't want to go back to the place that broke you. So I practice gratefulness. I have to, because otherwise we'll fall into this cycle of thinking about it, getting angry, being furious. You'll be William. If that's the case, you'll just be William. You'll be angry all day long, balling your fists, losing your hair. growing ghastly and pale for some reason, you'll be William. And you don't want that. I appreciate that about the squad. We're not bitter. Life hasn't broken us, or perhaps it has. A lot of us have gone through a lot, and maybe life has, in fact, broken you, but you've put yourself back together and you refuse to let that define you. You refuse to let that weigh you down. You refuse to wear those bad times like an albatross. And I love that about the squad. You guys are, if nothing else, resilient and positive. So I'm just going to keep my head buried in the sand for now because the world is a crazy place at the moment, but we do have this escapism. So I just want to say once again, if you're not already following me, definitely consider joining the membership where I will be posting the Plein de Bombe series, which will highlight my travels, things in my camera roll, places I've gone, things I've seen, just kind of give you guys a more in-depth look in and around Etobicoke and the rest of Toronto, Greater Toronto, and then places like this, PEI, where I go to from time to time. We will still discuss, I think, maybe some of the other royals integrated into the pop culture stuff, especially if they're in the headlines for one thing or the other. I'm keeping my eye out on what's that lady, the Norway royal family, Princess Maite Merit, and her son. Her son, who is currently on trial for a bunch of atrocious, horrifying, no good, very bad things. Um, and so I don't know. I kind of want to feature some royal activity, but not like a bunch. Yeah, not like a bunch. I want to just feature more pop culture than anything else and more of my travels and Plein de Bombe as possible. So I think we're doing good. I mean, we're under an hour as promised, right? Look at us keeping to schedule. If you guys have enjoyed our lives and hanging out and kikiing, in addition to considering joining the membership, you can also show some love and buy me a coffee. You can also support the channel by shopping Squatty, where we have new drops every quarter. It's a really great time right now, and in particular because I have just released the heirloom tapestry tea and wine accessory set, which I'm really excited about. I'll be doing an unboxing probably Monday, maybe tomorrow or Monday on my Instagram. So if you haven't joined me on my Instagram, definitely go over to Instagram. I'm also the People's Duchess on Instagram. I have so many sets that I want to show you guys. Palaver Girl, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you, hun. Yeah, we're going to wrap up for tonight. Thank you all in the chat for joining. Big shout out to the members. Big shout out to the squatty in general, to the squatties in general. I really appreciate, you guys hanging out. And tonight was really nice. It's really good for Cookie Queens. I'm really excited for Cookie Queens. Again, let me know in the comments how we're going to tackle this Cookie Queen fireside discussion. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Please take it easy out there. Be safe. Be kind to yourselves. And until next time, bye for now.